Doctor? Doctor, come quickly!
I can't.
So I don't know a lot about Arcane, but I know that it's like animated like in a similar style to Into the Spider-Verse, right? Kind of a bit like that.
Kind of.
I don't really like. Can you explain to me sort of the genre, like what the premise is? Because I don't really know.
This is what I would describe. Now, I also, because show is based off the very famous video game League of Legends. You know, that big game that everyone plays, and I know nothing about. Before I watched this show for the first time, everybody was talking about the show since, I think, December of last year. It's been out for now half a year now. It's a show that everybody loves. Like, everybody loves this show. And this show is famous, really, not just for the story, but the one thing that everybody praises is the facial expressions in the characters. And you're thinking, in an animated show with almost like, I don't want to say like too good, because it's fantastic, but like it's scarily like more expressive than real life. I would honestly say it's got you. When we watch these first, we're gonna watch the first 3 episodes today, because we need to do this in freeze, because that's how they were released, and I think that's probably the best way to do it. But these first 3 episodes, I would honestly say, like, when you like get to the moments that the build up is getting to, how they animate it with the characters and their facial expression is like, holy shit! Like, this is like scarily real. It's like, wow. So the show itself is based off, as far as I'm aware, based off the world and characters of League of Legends, but the actual game itself, League of Legends, doesn't have a plot to say. So this show is the writers made a plot about the world of League of Legends, and I know almost nothing about League of Legends anyway. Like, I know like next to fuck all. So this was really my first experience of anything to do with League of Legends, other than it's a very famous game.
Right.
People who would know League of Legends would probably get indicators of where things could go. But I when I first watched this, I had no idea, and I'm very glad I didn't know anything about it, because it's very satisfying to watch the world unfold. I would say that this is like very much an fantasy / sci-fi animated show.
What would you say like the target audience is for this? So like late teens?
I would say adult.
Okay.
This show handles very, very dark stuff, and I'm not. It like legitimately, like, it deals with like a lot of and like the themes I say are gripping and engaging. I think all the characters. I think every character is like really good. I think every main character is like top tier.
So when someone says adult animated thing, there's two things that come to mind. The first is South Park, and the second is BoJack Horseman. They're both very different types of adult for different reasons.
I've not seen BoJack, so I would probably say I've heard like things about it. So I'd probably say it's more leaning towards something like that. But then I would also say this is very well. We'll see when we watch it. But you would understand. You're going to understand what I mean when we watch it.
Because like where the different reasons be, like South Park is very juvenile, and
yes,
it's also very celebrity referencing and all that.
It's very very drama heavy. This is very character focused.
I haven't watched BoJack Horseman, but I'm aware of what it's like. BoJack Horseman's very depressing and very nihilistic, but it resonates with certain people. I know Stu Bagfull loves BoJack Horseman.
I guess we should start with Arcane episode 1. I don't know what the titles to any of these episodes are, but I'm assuming they are interesting. But yeah.
All right.
So yeah, we are ready to go. Are we?
Do I need to have any like subtitles on for the show, or is it all like? Just
I always have subtitles on, so if you want to have them on, you can. It's up to you.
No, I'm not. I don't like subtitles at all. I only want to have them on if there's a foreign language.
Okay, fair enough.
that MauLer?
Certainly looks like it. That's why I think I thought that as well when I first watched this.
I recognize this child. Oh no, is this Legend of the Sea Devils?
Oh no.
This is Madam Cheng's husband. I was just thinking of that scene in Attack of the Clones where he says, "Your mother's dead, son. Accept it."
Oh, I just had goosebumps throughout that whole scene. Oh yeah, this is the opening. Bit of a clash of songs, I will say. I like this song itself, but it's a bit of a clash.
Oh yeah, okay.
I like the
song. I'm
clashes.
I feel like I'm out of the world now.
Imagine Dragons are fans of League of Legends and they made this song for this show.
Yeah. I get that. I don't like Imagine Dragons, that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of them. And it's made worse by the fact that it plays at work. Oh no, not Americans. I don't like those.
Oh, don't worry, you'll get a mix of all different kinds of people.
Come take a look.
Oh great, diversity. Oh no, is Daenerys gonna burn it down?
It's just, it looks incredible.
One of those things.
And one day, I'm gonna shoot one of them down.
All right, everybody, follow me. Just don't look down.
I'll get her.
No! Powder, look at me! What did I tell you?
That I'm ready.
That's right. So?
Thanks.
Yes, I know who the hungry one is.
Well, I think I like the fact that the goblin-looking guy did it very just like cockily, but the other guy did it instantly, and he got the cake.
Look around you.
Like within
You think
seconds.
anyone's topside's going
It's really,
hungry?
really nice.
Besides, this is. Are you with me or not?
Also, Vi is voice acted by Eileen Steinfeld,
Yeah, only
who is
if
the
we
woman
screw
that
up.
Tin fancies a lot.
So don't screw up.
Oh, Haley Steinfeld, yeah.
Yep.
Yes, Haley Steinfeld is a very good-looking woman.
Yes, very good-looking woman.
There's tons of enforcers down there.
Means we're in the right place. You gonna get that door open anytime soon?
Working on it. Seeing as I'm the only one who knows how to pick locks, I suggest... Animals.
Also, I was kind of wrong about the whole Into the
You know,
Spider-Verse
Claire,
animation
for once you're
style.
right.
This is a lot more three-dimensional.
I think it takes a lot of inspiration from Into Spider-Verse.
Yeah, but this is
yeah.
definitely not anything like the comic book style that goes for. This is
No.
a lot more, yeah, like I said, three-dimensional.
Yeah.
Guys?
Wait, Vi, how the hell did we find this place?
It was a tip from Little Man.
Imagine if, like, Doctor Who animated episodes were on this level
I know.
of animation.
Imagine that would be awesome. I
Yeah.
love how that. I think that's like me.
Like imagine
Goodness.
imagine if like the people who made this show and like this kind of budget, they made like the Daleks Master Plan animation. That would
that'd
be
be
incredible.
fantastic. That would be. Well, this show is like generally beautiful to look at. Like any frame you pause, it's like it's a painting.
Milo!
That's something I can say about the first 2 seasons of Sex Education as well. It just
Yeah.
looks very nice
Yeah.
in almost every shot. There's a couple of shots that are a bit off though.
Oh no!
I think. Some of the establishing shots are a bit weird.
Oh boy. These kids might not be nice after all.
Oh no, is this the bells?
Whoa! Oh no! He's fine.
Man, no, yeah, I just got this shirt.
Also, this show does a really good job of mixing with like 2D elements as well, on like smoke and stuff. It's really nice.
Oh,
Last
not
time
the
was
garbage
last time
compactor.
we were gonna do this.
Well, this time's the last time.
Guys, what was that? What the hell happened back there?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
Could fill a damn library with all the things you didn't do.
Guys,
Nice haul.
You could say that.
I heard there was some action across the river. Someone really kicked the nest, huh?
is that so?
You're tracking this mess of yours through my streets.
Your streets. What makes you
Guys,
think...
we don't want any trouble, okay?
Hear that, Deckard? They don't want any trouble.
You know, in my experience, trouble finds you.
No, no, no. We work too hard to...
Just a taste?
Just...
Oh, go on. Oh.
It's a lot of spit.
I loved all of that.
Oh no!
Dirt in your
not-
eye.
That was Mr. Fuji's salt is what that was.
Wait!
Want to see how that ends?
See,
Where's
that's an
Powder?
actual badass.
Come on, Mauser. I need you.
Ah. Oh boy.
You did what?
I'm sorry. I tried to fight him off with Mauser, but she didn't work.
Who saw that coming?
We never should have gone over there.
It's all right, Powder. At least you're okay.
Okay. What about us? I get my face bashed in and she just gets a pass?
Yep.
Every time she comes, something goes wrong. She jinxes every job.
Just drop it, Milo.
You know, you'll notice with the fights, they don't hold back and they allow our characters, you know, to get beaten up a lot.
Well, I suppose that concludes our business then.
I suppose it does. This isn't what we agreed on, so...
Well, demand for your wares has dropped since we made our arrangements. This is the new value.
Wait. We shook on it. 10,000.
I think you should take it.
No. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Make your choice.
You folks need anything? Leave us. You sure about that? Sounded to me like...
Piss off.
Oh. I think I know what you need.
You don't seem to listen,
A
Hardman.
bit of advice. Don't threaten the guy who pours the drinks.
So you're Vander.
I expected something younger.
Oh,
We were
wow,
expecting
that's
traders
a
who would honor
reference.
their word. Now you're
I was
speaking my
expecting
language.
someone
How about you just
older.
give Huck the rest of what you owe him, and I'll let you walk out of here in one piece. Do we, have a deal?
I think we've established that the target audience for this is people that were kids when
This is
Revenge of the
vile.
Sith came out.
You'll learn to love it.
People in their 20s.
Welcome to the lanes.
It isn't
So
fair.
stick with us. Take a punch or two.
I don't suppose you can explain why it is that I'm hearing about an explosion and a foot chase topside? 4 children fleeing the scene. What the hell were you thinking?
That we can handle a real job.
A real job?
We got our own tip, planned a route, nobody even saw.
You blew up a building.
That wasn't...
Did you even stop to think about what could have happened to you? Hey? To them? Where did you even get this tip?
We just heard it at Benzo's shop.
From?
Little man.
If you want to be mad at me. But you're the one who always says we have to earn our place in this world.
I also told you time and time again the North Side's off limits. We stay out of Piltover's business.
Why? They've got plenty, while we're down here scraping together coins. When did you get so comfortable living in someone else's shadow?
Everyone out.
Uh-oh. Time for the big talk.
Those kids look up to you.
Yeah, I know.
You know, but you don't know. You say swim, they dive in. You say light a fire, they show up with oil. But whatever happens, it's on you. We make ourselves a problem for Piltover, and they will send the enforcers.
So, why answer to them? These are our streets. Someone should remind them of
You're
that.
not hearing me. That path, this, it's not gonna solve your problems. It just makes more of them. How'd you get this?
Some idiot was following us.
On our side? Who?
I don't know. He was after the stuff.
Where is it now?
We lost it.
All of it? Good. You're gonna have to lay low for a bit. Understand?
Okay.
Oh, you did put that idiot on his arse, though, right? Want to be treated like adults, right? Think you should know better than to come back from a job empty-handed. I'm gonna have a little word with your informant. All right. Give me the details of exactly what happened up there.
Biggest payout we've ever seen, and she just lost it.
She made a mistake.
Name one time she
And it has an interesting blend of compassion, but also
We're twice
business.
the person at half her age.
You know what, Milo? You're right. There's a bunch of things Powder just can't do.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Like complain about everything.
Going
Pick fights with the group when we need to focus.
Fine.
And tell strangers on the street that we got a nice haul.
I didn't mean to.
Powder's my problem, okay? Your problem is never knowing when to shut up. But I'm gonna help you with that. Ready? You see this look on my face? This will always mean it's time to shut up.
But I.
I just love the expressions on all these characters.
I can see the actress doing that face as well.
Yeah,
like
no,
in real life.
That's and here's the thing. They had no. This isn't mocapped. This is all
Just as well.
like
Owner's the shittiest businessman I know.
made, you know. It's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
crazy.
Looks like as if it was mocapped.
I know that's what. It's like you'd imagine it was. Like it's scarily realistic.
Our guys are still rounding up this month's collections. Won't have numbers until next.
Not just realistic, but also similar expression to the person playing the role.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
assume you've. How could they be so stupid?
Also, I love the
younger
lighting
folk think
as
it's the
well.
right thing to do.
It's like
Yeah.
really
And
good.
Vi's one of them.
Looking
It
to
looks
write their
less
own
artificial
stories.
than some
You
real
can't
lighting.
protect them
I
forever.
know.
Someone was following them.
Whole lot of
Like the
someone's
lighting in
what I
Chibnall Hill.
Enforcers.
Oh god.
There's worse
Well,
things
like-
than enforcers out
Well, like
there.
half an hour in, there's already like
both
there's
know
more
that.
character, more impressiveness about this than
hoping
all
you'd
of
be working
Chibnall Hill.
today.
Did you
In
fight
one
the
scene, I've made I want to
enforcers?
make
Oh,
more
no.
distinctive
Some
comments
balls.
about
Did Vi kick their asses?
that character. I can't remember his
wouldn't
name
be here
though.
otherwise.
I think it's
She showed me
Vander.
a couple of
Yeah.
weeks to practice.
And
Look,
then Dan Lewis.
So how'd you find that place anyway?
this weirdo came into the shop, bought a whole bunch of stuff Benzo only keeps there for display. I charged him double price. Sucker.
But how did you know where he lived?
Followed him.
Enforcers.
They'll be fine. Go. Well, hello.
We're looking for the culprits.
Got a description?
Yeah.
She certainly
That's
got a
exactly
voice.
who you're picturing in that thick head of yours.
You think my head is thick?
Just past the average.
Listen, you shady
How
son of a...
about you go for a little walk, Marcus? Cool off a bit.
Marcus is a very interesting character.
Don't mind the kid. Doesn't know when to pipe down.
Some things are the same.
You know, the only thing I'll say is I want to like pick up a controller and start playing. That's what I'm getting
Can
from
you discuss
this.
the line upstairs?
Well, those who did this will be dealt with.
That workshop belonged to the Kermans. You know what kind of stuff they had in there? Makes this place look like a candy shop. The council needs
I love
someone
that
to make
guy's
an
face
example
from
of.
that comment.
People need to feel safe.
Topside people.
We had a deal, Panda. You keep your people off my street, and I stay out of your business. No one will know you were involved.
I can't do that.
You don't seem to grasp how serious this is. If I don't put someone behind bars tonight, the next time I come down here, I'll have an army of enforcers with me.
I can't offer up my own people.
If you change your mind, this will reach me.
What are you calling this one?
Whisker. I ruined everything. I always do.
Nobody said that.
No, just that you were twice the person at half my age. I'm not a fighter.
You don't have to be. Look, I've got these. And you've got those.
They never work.
Come on.
That's a much better handling of something that I've seen done before, much worse.
Yeah.
That scene that we just watched here did the same
When I
thing,
was
but
a
so
kid,
much
somebody
better.
took my favorite
Yeah, did
toy
it well.
and threw it up
Made
there,
it very realistic.
hoping maybe the wind or a bird might knock it down. We've all had bad days, but we learn. And we stick together.
These were in my pocket. They're from the apartment. Should we show Vander?
No. Let's keep this our little secret. You're stronger than you think. And one day, this city's gonna respect us.
Transition. That made me laugh. that bloody cat made me laugh.
I'm sorry. They just caught us by surprise.
Now his accomplice is asking questions about you.
The kids. It was their fault. The explosion in the upper city.
That was them.
Yeah, the topsiders are up in arms looking for him.
Smartest thing you ever said, boy. Get him a meal. But keep him off the streets.
It's almost ready.
Show me. And the side effects.
Stabilizing.
Oh god. Ugh.
You have a subject in mind.
Did that nearly break the glass?
Yep.
Oh shit, is that it?
Yeah, episode 1.
Fuck, that flew by. The actual tone of the storytelling is an interesting blend. Because it's, on one hand, it deals with some very mature, complex things. But it's also that could be seen as inappropriate for younger viewers, but then it's also played in a way that I think would appeal to that audience anyway. I feel like this is something where the age rating would be recommended for adults, but it's one of those shows that a lot of younger viewers would watch. They would just find a way to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, legally, they're not supposed to, but I could see like a 13-year-old watching this and understanding it and enjoying it.
What I think this episode does a really good job is establishment of, you know, the characters we spent the most time with, the world building. While there's obviously more to come, there's a clear difference between Topside and the Undercity. Yeah. And you get a clear idea of how, at the very least, the Undercity feels about Topside.
It's very reminiscent of a lot of dystopian drama, like Blade Runner, and you know, like something like Gridlock, for example. That's got a Topside Undercity dynamic as well.
And what I really like that scene between the female enforcer and Vander, and there we get an understanding of why
that very
Vander doesn't want people from Undercity going and like doing shit on the top side.
Yes, so that's a situation of him being stuck between two different parties.
He wants to keep the peace.
Yeah, and you've got an authoritarian state that's trying to manage that and not let the Undercity infect their business.
Mm-hmm. And you get the reaction from Marcus. That's the only scene we get him in. We get a nice reaction of how he feels about Undercity people.
I really like the line. I really like the line from the woman from the top side where she talked about someone needs to be in prison.
Give me a name. We'll do things quiet. No one will know you were involved.
I like that because it indicated that she doesn't really care who it is. There just needs to be something so that the people on the top side are happy. Just some sort of, and that's a very authoritarian way of thinking.
Very much trying to keep to the deal that they have with Vinda.
Yes, but that's also a very authoritarian way of thinking. If someone has to pay for this,
the council needs someone to make an example of. People need to feel safe.
It's a bit like, in Game of Thrones season 1, episode 2, when someone had to pay for Joffrey's hand being bitten by the dog. Didn't matter who it was, but someone had to pay for it, and they killed a different one instead of the one that did it. That's kind of the parallel I put there.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed. We spend most of the episode with the main four, and I've really appreciate the stuff they do with Powder and Vi, and their sort of the establishment of their sort of like sister relationship.
Well, like I said, it's a bit it's a bit like the younger sibling is jealous of the older sibling because the older sibling is better at something but doesn't realize that their strengths are in other areas.
And, they themselves aren't perfect, but all the other kids look up to her, like with that conversation with Val. I think that's probably my favorite scene from the episode, is that conversation between Vi and Vander. And I really like Vander as well. I think he's like, from that one
Vander's
scene, you get a lot.
Vander has a very interesting conflict of interest. That's the main thing to take away from him. Having been on many reviews with you before, I know that conflict of interest characters are some of your favorites. Like Theon Greyjoy, for example, in season 2 of Game of Thrones, has a very big conflict in his mind between, his family and his other family.
And like we get from the first scene, he talks with like the people at the bar who are having a deal, and it's not really going well for the guy who's receiving money. He's kind of getting screwed over. He's very much a character who wants to stick to like honor and like that sort of ideal. You really get that from that one scene, and he's very much someone who wants to keep peace. And then we obviously get that with
makes me wonder if. It makes me wonder if he's as much of a hypocrite as Ned Stark is, because he was a character that was defined by honor, but for different reasons and in a different situation.
Yeah, all the characters that we get and we spend a good amount of time with, we do get a very good establishment of what kind of people they are. The people that we don't really get too much on would be Milo and Clanger, who are the other two kids. But even then, from the little things they do, we kind of understand their status as people.
You sort of understand a bit about Milo's cockiness and how it's a bit.
Yes.
It's very tongue in cheek, and he doesn't realize how the seriousness of the shit he's doing.
Well, yeah, that's the whole the conflict between like him and Vi. That whole scene in a lot of stuff. That scene would sometimes come off as unjustly. There's a lot of scenes in shows that don't understand how to do that scene.
Yeah, well, this is the thing is that
because they justified in what she says
because they pair it with the world building they established, and they establish that Vi understands what we understand about the world building and the stakes involved. You understand why she's trying to communicate to him that he's not taking things seriously, that he should be taking seriously, and she's trying to get control of the situation.
The hall they have.
Nice hall.
You could say that.
It's those little details that you could probably miss, but the fact that other characters noticed it says a lot about them as well, which is really cool.
Clanger only really got mostly comedic relief, I think, in this one.
But also in the fight scene, he takes on two people as well, which I think is
true. That's true.
He's very based, I would say, Clanger.
The only things they really establish about Clanger are some of his personality traits and what he's like in a fight.
Yes,
that's the main thing.
Well, initially he didn't want to fight as well. He was very much on the we don't want any trouble.
You're tracking this mess of yours through my streets.
Your streets. What makes you think
we don't want any trouble, okay?
Well, yes, of course. But he's not he doesn't come across as an aggressive person. He's just someone who's very capable.
He's very capable, and he'll do anything to win a fight. Obviously, with the dust in the guy's eye, I think that was really cool. Nice little moment in that fight.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Fuji's
that fight. I really like that fight because the show is not afraid to have characters get beat up, and it like from the animation and the slow mo, it's brutal. It's really, really brutal stuff. You know, it doesn't hold back. And and I honestly, I would say this episode is like one of the weakest ones of the show, and that's saying something.
Well, I was just gonna say, like I said at the start, it's just I'm constantly questioning what is the target audience for this show, because it is very mature in some respects, but it's also very young audience friendly in other respects as well, and I'm not 100% sure what it's trying to do.
Yeah, but I think it's clear it's telling it in a very mature way what it's trying to tell us.
If you showed me excerpts of this episode rather than the whole thing, you showed me one specific scene that is one extreme, and then you show me the other extreme, I would have a very different response to what I think the target audience is.
You'd think that's probably a bit jarring, but when you actually watch it, how it very cleverly blends it all together, very naturally. Like, from this first episode, we get a lot of good cause and effect stuff in as well.
The only thing I really dislike about it is the vocal music that they use in the show, especially the opening music. I just can't. I will it's very. At
the very least, the songs fit the scenes they do in terms of like what's happening.
They're not ill-fitting, but I just, it's very difficult to convince me to appreciate songs with lyrics in them in a show. It's very hard to pull that off, I think, especially like production music.
I can see what you mean. The only thing I'd say is, like, with these kind of shows, I think a lot of them, this one especially, it takes great care in making sure the songs that are used with lyrics fit what's going on in the story in that point in time. Like with the song we had when they went to the underground, I think that's very fitting.
The main reason why I usually don't like that is because it for me it usually signifies breaking the fourth wall, and it changes the way I interact with the immersion. Usually, if there's a song with lyrics, depending on what it is, if it's lyrics in universe, that's different. But I mean, non-diegetic production music
we had
is risky.
That in this. It transitioned from that first to into the bar where the song was playing. And that's constant throughout the show.
Yeah, that's a bit different. I'm more talking about the stuff that's embedded in the scene, as opposed to the stuff that's playing in the show. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's music that the characters can't hear. If you know what I mean. It's only music that we can hear that I'm talking about. It's risky to have production music, but you can pull it off. It can work sometimes, but it's just risky.
Yeah,
because it does change how
story
interacts.
Because I've watched the full breakdown from EFAB, because they fully broke down this show, and not everybody on the panel agreed that the songs work. I think MauLer said that he thinks that all the songs work well and are integrated properly. So it's I think it definitely hit mixed with people.
And also with Imagine Dragons, it's a bit of a pineapple on pizza situation where it's not inherently that it's bad to have them as in terms of having them for the intro music. It's purely just I don't like Imagine Dragons music even outside the show. The same way that I don't like pineapple by itself, let alone on pizza.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like pineapple juice. But
I agree with that. I'm there as well.
So it's like there's no point in me asking me if I like it as an intro music, because I just don't like Imagine Dragons at all.
Because when I mentioned, because the reason why I like the song itself, but I don't like it being used as the opening, because it's a clash between, especially with that opening scene, because that opening scene is pretty gorgeous. Like that, how that whole scene was constructed, how it looks, the actual characters, like facials, because there's no dialogue whatsoever apart from Powder singing, and that whole scene was so beautifully done. And while I like the visuals of the opening a lot, and I like the song itself, it is a very clear clash.
So let me explain to you why I don't think the Imagine Dragons song works. The main reason, outside of the fact that I don't like them in the first place, the reason why it doesn't work is because the point of having a opening sequence is to suck you into the world. I actually found that the cold open did that well, and the opening music actually did the opposite, where it took me out of where I was and made me
Yes,
less
exactly.
into.
That's what I'm saying.
what I
With the
was
Clash,
watching.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, you didn't even need.
Yeah, whereas
this
whereas
episode probably didn't
when-
even need the opening. You could probably start in episode 2.
Whereas whenever we watch Game of Thrones together, when that opening theme and that title sequence hits, every single time you're
I
sucked
much
into the world.
prefer opening sequences that are in tone with the music of the show, rather than it being like a song.
Especially when it's especially when it's score, because score just fits so well with that.
Yeah.
But you know, like
Yeah.
just a few. Yeah, just that's the main gripe I have is some of the musical choices, and just a slight bit of confusion about the target audience. But apart from that, it's really solid.
It's a really solid stuff. It's like I said, I think this is one of the weaker episodes, and I say that in a sense of there is some top tier writing in the show that is just like it has some of the best writing that I can find. You know, it's really solid.
I've never really been a big fan of I suppose, how do I describe it, like triumphant, quirky children American characters. Never really been my thing, but it's not excessive and it's not cringy, so that's at least there's at least that.
Yeah, they play it very on tone with the rest of the show. It's not.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't do it in a way that's damaging. It's just
no.
I usually don't go for that sort of thing unless it's played extremely tongue in cheek. That's something that I can actually say that I really like about Into the Spider-Verse, because it does lean into that style, but it does it in such a funny way that it's almost not doing it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Into Spider-Verse is it's a very, very, very good and very fun film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we should move on to episode 2 then.
I like a good hallway. Unicorn and the Wasp has a hallway.
A little dangerous work. Careful. That's your parents' money you're dropping.
That reminds me of being at work with my old manager.
Yeah.
So I
Hello?
drop like plastic cups on the
Is
floor. He's
someone
like,
in there?
that's going to be $10, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one other thing that episode 1 does, that established quite a few MacGuffins.
That all these orbs are important.
Oh, are we getting a flashback? Wouldn't it be such a great life to be a voice actor? You get paid to be a voice actor, but no one recognizes you in the streets. You don't become a celebrity.
Oh, wait!
Whoa. Oh my goodness, these are some visuals. Oh, it's the Eye of Sauron. This is what Once Upon a Time was trying to do with its visuals, but absolutely failed.
Oh yes.
Or this is what it would have looked like in the Revenant during the summer. God, the Revenant's brilliant. Have you watched it yet?
I have not watched it yet.
Oh, it's just... If you want to watch a film that's just beautiful to look at, The Revenant's fucking gorgeous.
You have to believe me, I didn't do this.
Relax, kid. We know it was a break-in, but that doesn't explain this. There's a lot of restricted items here, and I don't see any permits.
Science, I guess?
Last time I checked, science didn't require illegal equipment.
Nor was this approved by the Academy. Who authorized your research?
It was an independent study. Who are you, anyway?
I'm assistant to the Dean of the Academy, who it may serve you to remember is also head of the council.
imprisonment. What a curious principle. I remember the first time I saw you at the academy. You reminded me of myself, a scientist, ready to forge a new vector of experimentation. But sometimes we venture too far. Be honest now. What manner of inquiry was this?
Professor Heimerdinger, I believe I've discovered something truly incredible. I'm 24.
Ah. Well, I am now 307
Oh, that's
years
how old I am.
All my life I've possessed.
That means I am the same level of
This, I'm
smart.
afraid, is one of them. Own your mistakes before the council. Admit your work was dangerous. But speak nothing of magic.
Oh, what's the matter, Milo? You worried Powder's gonna beat you again?
Hey, if she didn't keep fixing these things, I wouldn't keep missing.
Whoa.
Maybe just don't take Powder next time.
Man, it's like... It's just jealous, like, that, American TV gets this kind of production value. I wish... I wish other countries have shows that look like this.
That's gross.
Search them.
Go ahead, idiots. You got nothing.
What's another fight?
Over here!
These are all just like MauLer droids with gold plate.
Yeah, I know.
Steady as
It's like,
stagnant, Alora.
I've come to take your
Thanks
tisms.
I've come to steal your feelings.
I have come to steal your feelings word for word.
Supreme challenge.
Something to put Piltover on the map. What of today's trial?
His name is Jace of House Talus.
A house? Remind me.
They're toolmakers. I believe they came to renown for their design of the collapsible pocket wrench.
This
I feel like collapsible pocket wrench sounds like a League of Legends reference.
Good.
It's why we supported him in the first place.
Ambition? Darling, he nearly blew up our daughter.
Jace had nothing to do with that. He was robbed. We need to help him.
Caitlin's right. We've known Jace for years. Besides, we're his patrons. If anyone is meant to speak up for him, it's us.
Ah, the Tories.
We should hit them back. We've got the numbers to beat them.
You sure that's what you want?
Let's do it.
We crossed that bridge once before. We all know how that ended.
They're just protecting your kids.
I'm protecting our people. I'd do the same for any one of you. We look out for each other. It's the way it's always been.
Gee, look at that face.
This will blow over. We just need to stand together. Do I look afraid?
No. You look weak.
We kicked the Enforcer's butts with just the 4 of us.
Satisfying to have strong female characters that are not cringe.
Yeah, I know.
So why aren't we?
I'm glad that we're slowly, seemingly getting over that phase.
Yeah.
Spill it, Echo.
Okay, well, Vander's gotta deal with the Enforcers.
What deal?
It was like in the second half of the 2010s, that was something that was very common and it was very annoying.
It really was.
For your birthday, Counselor.
Oh, Mel, this is too kind.
I'm told it was built only for the sharpest of minds.
Don't you know I'm allergic? What are you trying to do? Kill an old man?
Oh my god, absolute brown nosing.
I do like this whole room. It's very cool.
Jace Talus,
Hey, who turned out the lights?
you are accused of illegal experimentation.
The materials were far more dangerous than I was aware of. And I now know my actions were against Academy regulations. What I did endangered people. It was reckless, and for that I'm sorry.
Destroyed a building. Is this the sort of contribution we can expect?
If you were a scientist, you'd know you can't make a prototype without breaking a few wrenches.
So you're saying your study was meaningless?
It was revolutionary.
Revolutionary how? All I see is a boy meddling with things he doesn't understand. Council has more important.
The Academy has loosened its standards, I agree.
I hope we should just finish.
I was trying to create magic.
Oh my god.
The Arcane is the curse of our world. My race was nearly destroyed by it.
Surely we, the pioneers of science, can use it for good. We're the champions of discovery. Why fear it when we can master it?
Jace, enough.
This is the city of progress. Think of the wonders we could create.
You don't understand what's at stake. But how can you? That's a burden that only I here carry. Time. I've seen this power in the wrong hands. That cannot happen here, my boy. It must not.
As a lower house, my voice doesn't carry much weight here. But as a mother, I have a voice that matters deeply. My son isn't in his right mind. His entire life, he's chased an impossible dream. What he did was foolish and unwise. But he has a good heart. Please, let him come home.
Perhaps in this matter, a lesser sentence may suffice. I move that Jace be summarily expelled from the Academy and remanded to the care of his parents. All those in favor? You may take
Air
your
pressure.
son home, Mrs. Tallis. But he is never to set foot on Academy grounds again.
I loved that whole scene.
Ooh, yes.
First time I've been invited to the lanes. It better be worth my time.
You see, that's your weakness, Marcus. You carry your chin so high, you fail to see the opportunity below. Now, don't look so concerned. I'm about to make your day.
I love his look. It's just a really cool design.
That's what Two-Face was trying to be in Batman Forever.
Can I come in?
I could have convinced the council. If my own family won't help me, I'll find someone who will.
There. Come tomorrow morning, his research will be safely disposed of. Lock up. No, no, no. Magic is far too dangerous in the wrong hands.
But yet, up there, on the surface, no one even knows they exist.
They're monsters.
There's a monster inside all of us. I'd like to let you in on a very important secret I learned when I was about your age, boy. Power. Real power doesn't come to those who are born strongest. It comes to those who will do anything to achieve it. It's time to let the monster out.
Words of a psychopath. This is how Poison Ivy was born.
But well written.
Your name's no good now. My dad says you're a misfit. And that we can't be friends anymore. What will you do?
Join the Tallis Hammer business, I guess?
You can't do that.
No, I can't.
Come inside, Caitlin. Now.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to explain.
I think you've done enough.
conducted exhaustive interrogations, frozen commerce for half the district. With all due respect, Counselor, don't you think we've pushed them hard enough?
Do whatever it takes. Turn the Undercity upside down if you have to. Just find them.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. There you go.
Yeah.
Visual metaphor.
What can I get you?
4 sump rats will do. Search the place.
Hide the big tism from MauLer. Don't let
While
him
you're
find it.
wasting your time.
Ah, I like that.
Nearly forgot.
Well, that axe
I ran into
Eugene.
an old friend of yours. He had some stories. You weren't always the peacekeeper, were you?
Yeah, well, you can't escape the past. It'd be a shame if I had to put them on again.
The score in this episode has made up for the production music that was in the first one. Big time.
You people down here are all the same. Mistaking arrogance for bravery. You think you're standing up for something? But we all know there is a crime behind every coin that passes through this place.
Is it Australia?
You're just a small man in a little hole the world forgot to bury.
I like that line a
And
lot.
I'm gonna bury the lot of you.
You all okay?
No, we're not okay. They almost saw Powder. What if they took her?
No one is taking any of you.
You heard him. They won't stop. We need to fight back. And if you won't, I will.
Why are we here?
You still don't understand.
What I don't understand is how you can work with them. We were here, we saw what they did. That my place is down there. I want Powder to have more than that, and I'm willing to fight for it.
I was angry, just like you. I led us across this bridge, thinking things could change. Your parents would still be alive. I know you want to hurt the Topsiders for what they've done to us. But who are you willing to lose? Nobody wins in war, Vi.
The enforcers will come back.
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Very clearly, he doesn't know what the fuck to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's
It's
just
fucking...
procrastinating.
Yeah.
Am I interrupting?
The hell's your problem? What's that? Another list with my name on it?
Actually, yes. But only because you signed your notes. Every page, I might add. A little egotistical, don't you think? I was intrigued by what you said at the trial.
That makes you the only one.
Yes, well, I wanted to talk about your work. This Hextech theory of yours.
It's not a theory. I saw with my own eyes what magic can do. The lives it could save. No one believed me.
Nobody's ever believed in me. A poor cripple from the Undercity. I was an outsider the moment I stepped foot in Piltover. I simply believed in myself. which is why I'm here. Because I think you're onto something.
No one thinks it can be done.
When you're going to change the world, don't ask for permission.
I don't even know your name.
It's Victor.
Very good scene.
Vi, where you been?
Yeah, that was a lifesaver right there.
Hmm.
You know,
She got the bunny.
what makes you different makes you strong. Always remember that, okay?
The hell were you thinking? Going into the last drop. Do you have any idea what you've done?
I was getting results.
There is no stopping what happens now. Maybe it's not too late.
Hang on. Wait, I was confused for a second because that's in the opening title.
Yep, it's the jukebox.
There's a girl in town, and words gonna rap. She's just fine. That flows into the sea. And after all, the rain will fall on us too. But I'll keep moving on, proud and strong. Is above and fountain.
Oh, what a cliffhanger.
Very fucking good cliffhanger.
Yeah, I just sort of got lost in it.
Yeah, we get that one very much. We get now a picture of what Topside's life is like.
Yeah.
I really, really love all the stuff they do with Jace and all the world building with the council. Very, very good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not the first person I heard who got confused about the jukebox there, because it's the same exact thing as the opening.
I was like, I didn't press anything. I really hope that Netflix doesn't get, squashed by Disney, because they need to exist.
Yeah, unless they fuck themselves over, like they
like Netflix. Right Netflix is far from a perfect brand. There's plenty of content on Netflix that's trash, but they do produce some gems, and I think that a lot of other companies don't. A lot of other companies are a lot more corporate, whereas I think a lot of the more artistic stuff you will find on Netflix, at least in the mainstream. Otherwise, you'll have to go out and actually look for certain things in specific places to find quote-unquote quality.
Yeah. I mean, we're 2
But
episodes in, and we're already talking about how well crafted this stuff is.
In terms of mainstream franchisee stuff, Netflix seems to have more of the good stuff than other streaming services.
I would say
I find
it's mainly bad, but there are a lot of really good. I think shows, especially. There's a lot of really good shows.
I haven't heard of a single show on Disney Plus that's good. Not a single one.
Not any original stuff, no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm talking about original content.
Yep.
I haven't heard of a single good show on Disney Plus that's original.
In looking at everything overall, yeah, there's not a single really good. Like all the Marvel shows are terrible, all of them.
Yeah, I suppose like I'm not counting serials, by the way, because serials are a different story and different format. I'm talking about like ongoing shows.
Sure.
Because someone could look at
franchises.
Someone could look at HBO and be like, oh well, years and years and it's a sin. But those are serials. I'm talking about stuff with multiple seasons.
Or at least that's in a franchise.
Yes, something that's in a franchise.
So like Marvel and Star Wars, they've got shows that are already within established worlds.
Yeah. Everything on Disney Plus seems like it's fucking awful.
Everyone says that Mandalorian, oh, that's so great. It's like, no.
I haven't seen anything. I'm talking about from my point of view. I haven't seen anything on Disney Plus that looks even appealing.
Yeah. You got the right idea. It's so clear the amount of passion and care that's put into every scene.
You can definitely tell.
The build up to that final scene, like with the conversation that Vi and Vander had on the bridge. Yeah, you understand where Vi is at that moment. She's willing to sacrifice herself to keep the peace, which she's now doing, and Vander's only just realised that.
Doctor Who Twittertisms are attacking me again.
Oh no.
I said the Dalek doesn't have to know it to be true for it to be true. If you look at the way the Doctor reacts to the line, it says what you need to know. And
you mean like the Doctor's reaction to that line is kind of meaningful, and the same with his reaction to seeing Rose and Mickey walk away together.
Yeah, and then Zach Jag says, just can't agree that the reaction can only mean that, still think a different interpretation is possible. I don't understand how that's possible. It's literally played straight.
Yeah.
It is literally the woman you love, and then he throws the earpiece down because he's upset. Because they're speaking the truth.
It's like,
oh my god,
I just don't get it.
And I'm just like, I just list off all these different things. I'm like, holding hands is romantic. Like, oh well, it's not explicitly romantic. It's like, yes, but it's meant to be in this example.
Russell literally has talked about many times how the story is romantic. He literally
How about literally the Doctor dances. That whole episode revolves around it.
Romance.
Around their romance.
Mm-hmm.
They dance together.
No, but it's just series 2.
Yeah, I get so confused when people say the kiss and the parting the ways is tacked on. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's not tacked
on. The whole
on.
season builds up to it.
Only we could turn an Arcane watch
literally
into talking about series 1.
That scene in World War 3 where he says like, I could save the world but lose you.
Maybe he cares about Rose.
It's pretty specific.
I don't know. Nah, I think he's just, I can't lose another. I can't let someone else die.
When he, what about in The Unquiet Dead when he holds her hand and says, I'm so glad I met you, and says it with such enthusiasm.
Ever wonder what it's like to drown?
The music in this show, I feel like the music in this show is kind of like what Sagan Akinola wants to be, but isn't.
And every problem in the world will fade away. But then, there's this thing in your head, and it's raging, lighting every nerve with madness. And all the while, this question lingers before you. Have you had enough? You could pass a lifetime without ever facing a choice like that. But it changes you forever. I thank you, old friend.
I really liked that cold open.
Interesting cold
Very
open,
good.
Wasn't it?
Very, very good lighting and framing, not telling you too much.
Vander?
We don't have much time.
I'm sorry. This is the only way to protect the others.
You've got a good heart. Don't ever lose it. No matter how the world tries to break you. Protect the family.
What are you...
Are you gonna let us make the arrest or not?
You'll oblige a doomed man one last smoke.
I'm not putting you away, Amanda.
The council needs its pound of flesh.
Without you down here, it all falls apart.
Benzo will handle things.
I can't do this!
You won't be coming back for a long time.
I know.
Why?
It's the only way.
What's happening?
It's a lot of blood. Oh my god.
You animal. Go crawl back in
You whatever hole you came out of!
You never did know when to walk away.
Wait!
Stubborn to the end.
This wasn't the deal!
Deal's changed.
Ah, blood money! Ah, so good! Fuck!
This entire time, I thought I needed to dampen the oscillations.
The crystals will only stabilize at high frequency. You have to
crank it.
Yes, you have to crank it.
That research is everything. My whole life. Maybe if we showed them the equations, they'd let us.
We need more than promises. We need proof.
No. You heard the council. If we're wrong,
better be right then.
Why? Why would you risk this?
Do you think it was my life's ambition to be an assistant? Scientists seek discoveries, ways to make the world a better place. This...
Our Hextech dream.
Being a scientist is depressing. You learn all the ways to fix the world and know how you're never gonna do it. Because you don't have the power.
I saw everything.
This little
What
man
about
has had to observe some heavy shit.
Where?
There's some very, very good visual animation.
Yeah.
Pride?
Probably not a workflow then.
Opportunity.
I like his reaction there.
Everything
For
they've denied
pride,
us.
for
You had
respect.
my respect. The Lane's respect, but that was never enough for you.
We shared a vision, Vander. A dream of freedom. The nation of Zorn. Do you even remember? And you betrayed me.
What I did to you, I've never forgiven myself. You are my brother.
Can you imagine what it's like? When your blood mixes with the filth and the
I
river
love that.
toxins eat through your nerves.
I love that.
Oh, but as time passed, so did my hate. And I was left with an understanding. The only way to defeat a superior enemy is to stop at nothing, to become what they fear. Until you made peace with them, played lapdog after everything we suffered.
I had no choice.
Perhaps we have the power. We can finally realize our dream. Brother.
It's not the way. Can't you see that?
You die for the cause, but you won't fight for one.
I'm just not that man anymore.
I really like that. He's hating him as a useless pacifist who will die but not fight.
That's the woman from earlier.
When
Traitor.
fighting is actually
Yeah.
how he would solve his issues.
Yeah, we've now got a very good indication of both Vander and Silco as people.
God.
What if I'm just like, oh, Vander
Willing to risk
deserves
exile
to
for
be
your
treated
endeavor.
better.
It's quite the conviction.
Counselor, wait a minute.
We figured out how to stabilize it.
You're the professor's assistant.
No, he's my new partner.
It scares him. It scares them all.
What about you?
I recognize that any worthwhile venture involves risk.
I love the detail of whoever was talking, like, between Victor and Chase, she moved her flashlight towards them. Just those little things.
And no matter
That's
what
what you
happens
would
here,
do.
it's going to change our world. We should be the ones to lead
Most stuff would just have the flashlight
the land of
on
progress,
both of them at all
equality,
times, but,
innovation.
you know.
Harold!
This is like the scene with Prisoner of Azkaban.
You nearly scared me to death.
Huh? Another late night. The work just doesn't end.
Harry's looking for scabbers.
Where's the...
Oh, you're back.
Benzo's dead.
Dead?
They took Vander.
Who took Vander?
I don't know, but I need to help him. Whatever killed Benzo was like nothing I've ever seen. The old cannery next to the docks. He said... I need you to sit this one out, Powder.
What?
You're not coming.
I'm not afraid.
It's too dangerous.
But families stick together. You said it yourself.
I know what I said.
I want to fight. I can help.
You're not ready. I can't lose you. Here. If they come for you, take this and run. Wherever you are, light it up, and I'll find you. I promise.
Ah, ruddy helicopter system. Stop that.
Time to crank it.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
I don't think it's gonna hold. Look at the buildup.
The resonance will stabilize it. Trust me.
See this?
No, not the rocks.
I can help them.
Let's get Vander and get out.
Never done that before. All right, here we go.
Incredible.
Oh, blood.
What are you doing here?
We're breaking you out.
But there's guards everywhere.
It was easy. We found an open window and...
You have
It's
to
a
get out.
trap.
Now.
You have my congratulations. Have you heard the rumor? Vander the coward fled town with his children. And they were never seen again.
You don't have to do this.
Yes, I do.
Oh, this is gonna go horribly wrong. Possibly. So if the mountain got tribal tattoos and piercings. Oh, slow motion blood.
Oh.
Milo. Take a breath. You can do this.
gonna get you out.
Ready to rise to the surface.
I like how it's displayed like as a drug almost. Oh no! Oh, that poor guy. Very cool shit.
Let her go! This is between you and me!
You had your chance.
Just some slight plot there.
Stop this lunacy and whip!
They're almost through. No pressure. That sounds like pressure.
But you don't understand, plot armor is what allows stories to go longer than 5 minutes.
Ah, but we're in episode 3. What?
You've actually done it. But just because it can be done doesn't mean... Will you please stop hovering?
I'm not sure how to do that, sir.
Perhaps it's time for the era of magic.
Little man is very wise, but he's also a conservative.
Oh yeah, for in his mind, good reason.
Yeah.
You have to work for me, okay?
Yeah, I knew that was gonna backfire. I knew it. Oh my god.
The whole arm just exploded there. This is so fucking good.
This show really does like a lot of slow motion, doesn't it?
Oh, gosh.
Kill them.
See, it's interesting that he's a pacifist because he's just so damn good at fighting. If he tried, if he really wanted to fight, he could. He just doesn't want to. feeling that was gonna happen.
I knew you still had it in you.
Oh, so fucking good.
The man of honor always has to die early. It's just inevitable.
Vander. Vander.
Take care of Powder.
Oh
Mine
no.
worked! Did you see me? My monkey bomb finally worked!
You did this? Why? Why did you do this?
I was saving you. I only wanted to help. I only wanted to help. I only wanted to help.
I told you to stay away. I told you to stay away!
No! Why did you leave me?
Because you're a jinx! Do you hear me? Milo was right!
No! Violet, please! Please, Violet! I need you, please! Please!
I'll kill you if he hears you. Come on, let's go.
Hello, little girl. Where's your sister?
She left me. She is not my sister anymore.
We'll show them. We will show them all.
I can hear the sound of a heartbeat before it goes out. Won't never leave my memory. How could I have ever let you down? When all these trees saw us grow, we play with shields made of stone, share our dreams and sit our thrones before.
Oh man.
Chef's kiss.
Probably one of the best episodes of TV I've probably seen.
So I can see why they did it in 3-episode blocks.
Yes.
Because that's kind of like a 3-episode arc they did there.
It is, yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, it was
That
very, very
whole
powerful.
final scene between Vi and Powder is the scene where we talk about facial expressions and voice acting.
Yeah, so the whole the final part of this episode that started with Vi telling her to stay back when she went to help out Vanda. That's when it all started, and it all led up to that very end last bit there.
Yeah.
It was very, very well done.
Had Powder not came to help, they would have got away.
Yeah.
And it's very important to have, we see how Powder breaks down after being told to stay behind.
But it's an interesting conundrum, because at the same time, if Vi had brought Powder to help, she may have helped in a different way.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's that moment where she sees part of the monkey bomb and then sees Powder.
So it was very
just sets her
very,
off.
very specific decisions from both of them that led to that. But also on top of that, everything that's established about the world, right?
Yep.
That had led to that problem having to be solved for them.
Yeah.
That led to those decisions, those harsh decisions they made.
The
Very
build
good
up
stuff.
to that scene is just, it's really stunning how well built up to that moment it is to her.
Yeah.
And you completely understand why Vi snaps. It's not a case of her being like character assassinated. It's nothing like that. It's completely believable, her reaction to that moment.
Well, yeah, because she led to basically the death of their
Family
father figure.
You look at something like this in 3 episodes, like in 3 40-minute episodes, not even an hour, 3 40-minute episodes, more character, more world, more arcs, more theme. That's all well constructed in 5 years of Chibnall Doctor Who. And it's when we watch this kind of stuff, when we watch this, when we watch Years and Years, when we watch It's a Sin, and we see the amount of character work that goes into these shows, when we see the amount of praise for something like Chibnall Who for being rich with characters, it's like, no, you're just wrong. This is how you do characters. This is how you do very complex and adult themes. It's like, this is not.
You also
simple.
base the drama around people making decisions.
Yeah, it's all about the people's decisions in the show. It's not
having those
contrived. It's all about them.
Having those decisions be based on traits and information we know about them.
Yeah.
And then having cause and effect take place to create the drama and the story, and then to further inform what will happen to them and what they will do after as well. It's not like rocket science. Like, this is just basic fundamentals.
Yeah.
And how to write characters.
We are dealing with this show like top
I'm not even
of that.
Not even going into the like, the special magic tricks of storytelling and all this, secret sauce and all that. Just talking about the very fundamental things like cause and effect and all that. It's just so fundamental to doing this kind of drama.
Yeah.
And really, I feel like that kind of thing is what should be at the heart of a lot of storytelling, and then what separates it should be what's special on top of that, as opposed to this being seen as an achievement as opposed to it being a standard.
This will be celebrated in 10 years' time. This will still be remembered as one of the best stories told. Even just these 3 episodes, there's so much going on in terms of what they're trying to achieve, and they excel on every level. And the thing you remember the most are the characters and their decisions and what it led to.
All of the visual framing is very thought out.
It's handled with very much major care.
There's no real awkward mistakes with the visuals. No. It's all very planned.
It's all purposeful and done with very clear idea of what they're trying to do.
You're constantly being shown something that you need to see.
Yeah, every frame is important, pretty much.
It's not just about like the aesthetics and all that. It's more so about the intent, because you could easily pay a studio to make something look cool, but it's another thing to have all of the framing actually do something.
Yeah, like
and that's what it does.
Like it's not really a spoiler to say this, but this episode is, from majority, is deemed the best episode of the show, and it's not hard to see why.
Yeah,
and it's not even because the rest of the show is weak. It's because we're dealing with like such high top tier like cause and effect, character, theme, world, all within like all cultivating to that moment at the end, all that 10-minute stretch.
You know, it'll be like if spoilers if anyone hasn't seen Game of Thrones. It would be like if Ned Stark's beheading happened because of something that Arya did to try and help, and Sansa like blamed her for it.
A little bit, yeah.
Like. Yeah, that's kind of what it would remind me.
I really love they literally only interact this episode, but I love the relationship between Silco and Vander. All the conversations that they have, and the climax at the end is
they set it up with the cold open where they showed the scene of him trying to drown him when he was younger.
Yeah. And I'll tell you now, where Silco goes from this is very interesting, and I think he is deemed either him or Vi or Powder are deemed the best written characters in the show, and you'll eventually see why. Because I really love where they take his character after this, with all the information we've gotten from him and Vander.
He's very interesting. His motivations seem very not reasonable. Might not be the right word, but there is always
understandable
explanation for why he does the things he does. Him being a psychopath is almost made to sound justified, which is really quite an achievement.
And we haven't even talked about like the other side of this episode, which is all to do with Jace and Victor, which is really, really cool stuff that they do, and it's really nicely motivated. Because what this episode is doing, and what these 3 episodes have done, is very much establishment of characters, but also the establishment of the world and where it's going to be for the rest of the show, which I think is like... Yeah. And we're also dealing with really good characters there. Like, Jace is a very well-defined character as well in just 2 episodes.
Yeah, I had a feeling that Vander was going to die early, because he does represent the honourable middle, holding it all together, and once that character in the story dies or snaps from the control, that's when the chaos begins. That's when the real sort of chaos begins.
Because he was like, it's very well established that throughout these 3 episodes, he is the glue that's sticking the piece between the Undercity and Piltover.
And once that's broken, the story can spiral into whatever it's going to do.
Because now there's no figurehead. Vander's dead. Benzo's dead. Where we go now is going to be very interesting for the rest of the show, and what the conflict's going to be going forward. Because by and large, the conflict we've had for the 3 episodes is done in a sense. The only thing we have now, it would be all the stuff with Piltover, and then now everything that's happened to Vi and Powder.
See, it's interesting at the start you were talking about episode 3 being best. It's like the same thing with sex education, like the best episode is episode 3 of season 1.
3, it's weirdly now, it just seems like episode 3 or an episode 5 or 6 are deemed like they really put all the eggs in that basket in those episodes, especially this. It's like, I was in awe after I watched this for the first time. It was just, I was in shock of like, in such little time, we managed to have such a rich cast of world and characters. It was just like, it's almost unbelievable. And like I said before we started watching these episodes.
Yeah, the episodes are only like 40 minutes.
Yeah, they're all 40 minutes. They're not long. They're really not, which means it makes it even more like makes it even painfully obvious that there's less excuse from like Chimnahoo when they have like hour-long episodes. So I don't think people really understand. Like, you can do a lot in 40 minutes.
Hour-long episodes that faff around.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think people really realize how much storytelling you can do with a scene, and then to another scene, and then to another scene, and how
really
that all
can.
affects everything. It's like, I think a lot of people seem to.
I mean,
yeah.
It's like people say that. Some people say that you can only achieve that 45 minutes of Doctor Who if it's minimalist.
I don't
and it's like, well, I always point to something like Gridlock. Gridlock is 45 minutes, and it's not minimalist at all. And yet
you can tell a very compelling Doctor Who story in like 20 minutes if you really wanted to.
Mission to the Unknown.
There's no limit. It's just how much effort and time and talent are you going to put into your story.
I know that Mission to the Unknown is a prequel technically, but it is its own story, and that's 25 minutes long.
Yeah,
and that's very compelling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you know, like something like Gridlock is only 45 minutes, and every scene has so much texture in it, and means so much to the story if you really sink your teeth into it. So you can tell a lot of story in a short amount of time. It just depends on how you do it. I suppose maybe it's easier for some writers if they have more time, but it just depends on who you are. But you can absolutely tell a great story in that much time. You just have to know what you're doing and not waste any of it.
Exactly.
It's less about having time, it's more about whether or not you waste time.
Yeah, it's how you use it.
That's the difference between Sex Education Season 1 and Season 3 is the difference in how much time it wastes.
Yep. Every second that you have with a story is very precious, and ideally you want to use it to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the show that captivates that idea. Nothing is like wasted for a single second in terms of what it's trying to do with its characters.
It's almost overwhelming. You have to kind of
it is kind of, but in a sense, but it's like it makes it so rewarding. Then when we talk about it like this, it's just like how much you can pick and pull of like every detail that only heightens the world and the characters and just like everything that in between, and it really makes you appreciate how much time and effort, because this took ages. This is like a lot of effort has gone into this, very clearly, and a lot of passion has gone into this, and it's so clear to see. With something like Chibnall, I'm no doubt that Chibnall wants to make something good, but it's so clear to me like the passion or like the effort is really lacking.
Also, I just wanted to say, I noted about the first episode talking about the stereotypical Hollywood children's squad thing. What I liked about this 3-episode arc is they set that up and then they tore it apart and broke it.
Yeah.
So the point of it is to use that tropes to lure the audience in before that all comes apart. And that to me kind of now that the context is there, now the my questions about target audience have been answered. Is that the intention was actually to mislead. So there you go. Now it makes sense. Because sometimes you just have to be patient with stories, and then you'll understand why things are done a certain way.
Yeah, it's just this episode and this whole arc is just very, very... It doesn't get old. It's very satisfying to watch, and it's always satisfying to see people dissect it, and it shows the amount of effort that's gone into it, and I really appreciate the writers, the animators, and the voice actors all are working on a very high level, and it all pays off. Yeah, I really love this show. It's a high bar show. There's not much wrong with it. The only thing I really say about, especially these first 3 episodes, is like very small instances of plot armor, and that's about it. And even then, it's never as egregious as something like Chibnall, not even close.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Eva the Daleks is some of the worst plot armor I've ever seen.
Absolutely. And that is constant when it never needed to be. And that's what we always said.
It's also just so so dumb. I like how you didn't need to know anything about League of Legends to enjoy that.
Absolutely, yeah, I know nothing about League of Legends.
Yeah, well, that was better than Batman Forever. I could say
just about better. You know.
Definitely better world building than that film. You know, it's weird. It's weird that we just watched 2 hours of TV.
Yeah.
And yet it felt a lot shorter.
Yeah, I know. It did. Yeah, like you could if this was like it. What a satisfying like story though. Even then,
it's
like if this was a film, if this was a 2-hour film, like a League of Legends film that they released. God damn, I'd be tuning in for the sequel. Absolutely, if they made this into a trilogy. It's just like this in 2 hours, you can just tell so much, and they did such a fantastic job.
You really can. You really can tell a lot in 2 hours. 2 hours is a very optimal time for storytelling in terms of completing a journey. Yeah. I think that it's the one real. I mean, obviously the business side of things is fucking annoying, but one of the optimal things about the era of streaming television is it encourages more of this style of format for high budget storytelling. So you don't have to be limited to just a 1-2 hour film every 3 years. You can have a season's worth of episodes that amount to as much dramatic weight as a film does, but with the long form needed to develop all the things you want to do with it.
I just love the show, and it's really good.
That's the best thing about the potential that Netflix has. It's just I wish that all of their projects had this much attention to detail. Then it would be great.
Yeah. Arcane episode 3. Absolute banger.